And we're back. It's been 7 months.
Too long.
Way too long. But we are happy to welcome you back to another episode of Off Trail with Luke and Chandler. I'm Luke.
I'm Chandler.
And this is Off Trail, baby.
Dude, we're back.
We are back. It's been it's been 7 months.
Yeah.
We've been, sitting around using episodes that we pre-recorded for forever.
Uh-huh.
We ran out of that a month and a half ago or something.
Like that, yeah.
And it is now mid-October. And as you can see, we are in a new space. We have a new setup. Mm-hmm. We got a lot of things to talk about. It's going to be a lot of fun to get back into this for our first episode back. But first, we got a couple things we need to do right away. Housekeeping stuff. If you are watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to our channel. That is by far the best thing you can do to help us out. We've got a lot of content on there, not just podcast stuff, but we have vlogs. Chandler's got educational stuff. We're going to talk about all that stuff later. But please make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Give this video a like. And as always, comment on it if you've got something you want to say. If you're listening to the audio-only version of this, we are on all major podcasting platforms. So if you prefer to not see our ugly mugs, go wherever you want to listen to us. You can listen on your commute to work. But please find our channels there. If you want to give us a little 5-star review, go ahead and do that. If you feel we're worthy of that, that'd be awesome. But yeah, I think that's good. Anything I missed, Chandler?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's about all.
So let's just get into this here. So like I said, we got some announcements to make. It's been a while since we've been on camera.
Mm-hmm.
It feels great. I'm not going to lie.
Dude, I'm pumped. I'm really excited.
This feels amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we got some new things to talk about. We've been all summer. You guys haven't gotten to see us live. Everything was pre-recorded back in March, February. So This is the first thing that you're getting. So we got a lot to update you guys on.
Mm-hmm.
And first, we want to talk about this brand new space, this studio we have. Welcome to Studio B.
What does the B stand for, Luke?
B, B is a lot of symbolism, significance to the letter B. One, B is the second letter of the alphabet, and this is our second studio now. So that, right off the bat, makes a lot of sense. But I think more importantly, and this gets into maybe the biggest announcement we have, at least for the podcast especially, is that the B also stands for BDOTES, our new producer on the show.
What's up?
BDOTES, welcome, my man.
Thank you.
We're so stoked to have you.
Yeah, it's strange to be here.
I'm sure it is. You'll get used to it.
Yeah.
Me and Chandler got used to it. But we are very happy to have a producer for our show now. BDOTES is one of our best friends here. And, we wanted to try to figure out a way we can, tie him into the stuff we're doing. We figured the podcast would be great. And, we're also, the studio is in the basement of his house. So
yeah,
it makes a lot of sense for him to really be a part of this. So we're stoked to have you, BDOTES.
Yeah, very excited.
Yeah, hopefully you guys listening at home appreciate his sense of humor because he's going to be chiming in now and then. But he's got some good jokes, especially dad jokes. So
he's the king of dad jokes.
He's the king of dad jokes.
Yeah.
And we got him on camera too, so you're going to get to see him when he makes these jokes, and hopefully they land just like they do in person. So it's funny. I'm trying to give him a little time here in case he's got some. Just throw it in. But
you never know. You really,
honestly, you never know with BDOTES.
You never know when he's got something cooking up in that.
Yeah, I don't have anything right now. So.
All right. Well, that's okay. We can move on. But like I said, that is our biggest announcement is new studio. We have a producer for the show. This feels legit now.
Yeah.
Because before, you and me were going to our cameras and just having to reset them mid-episode.
Yeah.
But now we got a whole person that can do that for us every time we're filming.
Yeah.
So
it's going to make this so much nicer.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. The flow of things can remain and not be cut up.
Yeah.
Let's take a minute to reset our cameras.
A bunch of losers.
Yeah, who are we? Are we even professionals? So this feels great, and we're really grateful to be in a space like this for BDOTES letting us use this space in his house. We like the new setup here. We got the desk. We got a little shelf. We're going to talk about at the end of the episode, so make sure you stick around for something new that's going to be fun at the end of every episode of Off Trail. But yeah, we got a nice little new home here for the podcast. And at least for the time being, at some point we want to grow and do even more, but we'll see what that looks like when the time comes. So Next, we're going to talk about some updates, some new things that have been going on with you and me. Because like I said, this has been 7 months since you guys have gotten to see us live. And obviously, we've communicated, hung out in person, whatever, during that time. But as far as the podcast goes, we have been off the grid.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've had our episodes, but
Some might even say we've been
off
trail.
trail. Dude, okay, so before we go any further, I can't tell you how many times I've been out with people and we talk about oh, we're going to go there. We might have to go off trail. I'm like, I'm not comfortable going off trail without Chandler here. It's a perfect joke.
It is, yeah. I like that.
Yeah. So that's been fun for me to get to make a handful of time.
I like that.
But so we have some new things that we need to announce with us. So I will start. It's been 7 months, and basically the only new thing is that my hair is longer.
Yeah.
I got nothing else.
Yeah.
Last time you saw me, it was probably about right at shoulder length, and now it's getting down there. I mean, I got it up in a bun now.
Yeah, the locks are looking good.
Oh,
dude.
they're flowing.
Yeah.
But that's basically it.
With the stash and everything.
Yeah, I'm really, whatever this vibe is, I'm really sinking into it.
It's a whole persona.
It is.
So.
And I somewhere in this 7 month time frame, I know at some point I shared a little side by side of me with my short hair and clean cut face and this, and
2 different people.
And it's 2 different people, but the best comment, and I want to shout out. I'm fairly certain. I should have checked this before we started recording, but I'm fairly certain that our buddy Gumby was the one that commented this to me. He said the guy on the left in the photo, which was clean cut Luke, looks like a guy who would manage a Chick-fil-A. and he's right.
And he's very right.
he's spot on.
Yeah.
But that's one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's basically all I got that's different. It's just my hair is maybe 2 to 3 inches longer.
And now you look like a gentleman who serves draft beer in a craft brewery. So,
and that is why we have BDOTES on the show, everyone. BDOTES, I love it.
yeah.
But yeah, so that's really all I got. I live an exciting life, obviously.
Well, I mean, you've got some things going on. You've been working out.
Oh, I've been.
You're huge, bro.
I'm on camera, I just fill up the frame. It's an inside joke for everyone at home. But yeah, I've kind of taken a step back from the photo stuff and the creative side, and we'll talk about that at some point on a future episode, because that's worthy of its own kind of on its own separate episode there.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Yeah, I guess I've taken a little step back from that kind of stuff, focusing a lot more on the experiences we can go have out in the field, and I've gotten to see some cool places in that time too. And we'll talk about all that stuff at some point. But really, since you've last seen me, it's just the hair.
So boring, bro.
But Chandler, you got at least one major update in your life.
Yeah, I've had a couple exciting things. I got married. So
What?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I knew that.
Yeah, I got married. Sorry to everybody who was wanting to jump on this. Yeah,
I don't know who was, but
It's nobody, except just Carly. Honestly, it was kind of a pity thing, for her. She's like, this guy just
he needs something.
he needs something.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs somebody to just help him.
Yeah.
So
I could see it.
yeah, so yeah, I got married.
And that basically means we have a new CEO of Bushwhackers.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You've been removed from that position
yeah.
now.
No, she runs the show.
This is her ship now.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
she's the captain.
Yep. She's the captain now. So, got married. What else? Black Spire and Bushwhackers, I'm doing that full time now.
Full time.
So,
You lost your job.
lost my job.
So not quite by choice, but
Yeah, not
by
quite by choice,
choice.
but it's a lot of fun. So, it's been a very eventful 5-6 months now, and I've learned a lot, still learning a lot. It's I've never done this freelance before, and I've never done this on my own. So, it's been quite the learning process, and it's a lot of fun.
yeah, I will say, because we built up all those episodes early on that we could share all summer. I always felt a little awkward when I was putting an episode together, and you would talk about your old job. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, this is awkward now.
Yeah,
Like, this
yeah.
is 2 months later.
Yeah.
After you've been let go, and we recorded this 3 or 4 months before you got let go.
Yeah.
So that's awkward.
Kind of a downside of,
Yeah.
I guess, recording things in
But
advance
hey,
like that.
we
but
need to do that for the people at home.
I agree. Yeah.
know?
No,
And
I think it
so-
was a good move.
No, we
But-
needed to. But
Yeah.
yeah, anything else you need to share with us from the last 7 months? You got to go to Glacier for the first
Oh,
time.
I did get a go to Glacier
as part of your honeymoon.
Yeah, so for our honeymoon, we went up to spend a few days in Glacier National Park, which is your favorite
It
national
is my
park.
favorite. And I just want to make sure everyone knows at home. When he was there, he texted me. I don't know if it was your first day there or whatever, but he was like, I can see why this is your favorite.
Yep.
That's basically all you said, that first text. And then we had a little conversation, but he could see it.
Yeah.
He knows now.
I think it's my favorite now, too.
It's stunning.
And it's funny because we only spent, 2.5 days there, maybe 3, and after we left, we were just like, man, we should have just spent the whole time there. We should have done the whole week, and like there's so much to do, so much to see, and we just didn't have the time. So
Yeah, it's a place that's definitely worthy of quite a few days.
yeah.
Like, and it's far out of the way too. So like, don't go up there and spend like 2 days.
Yeah, it's not like Zion or
Like, make the most
something.
of it.
Yeah, where it's 3
sure.
hours for us. But
Like, you can't easily just get back to Glacier.
yeah, no.
So, yeah. So, is that it for you? Think at least personal stuff. We can get to Black Spire.
I think so.
If you want
yeah.
to.
Yeah.
So, one of the things that we've done in the last 7 months is we started a media company that is somewhat separate of Bushwhackers, at least in terms of branding, but it falls under our umbrella.
Yeah.
And it has, allowed us to approach freelance work and commercial work with a brand that really makes sense for basically anything. Bushwhackers is really more of an outdoorsy type of thing, and so it doesn't quite make sense to. I always make this as my example, like go, do some work for a dental office.
Yeah.
Like it's just kind of weird, But Black Spire Media is really more of a professional looking company that we can approach that side with.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of good timing too when we started putting that together.
I mean, it was
So
near perfect timing for you.
yeah, it's just we just think it's something that'll provide a lot of good opportunity for us and some spheres that's not so much just like bushwhacker content creation, outdoor content creation, or anything like that, or the outdoor stuff, and it just provides a little bit of a different avenue of things that we can do with everything. So
Yeah, no, it's definitely a good thing for us to have. I don't do nearly as much on that side because that's not really my field. Your field, that's what you do. That's
Yeah.
what you love. And so you've been taking that on primarily. Obviously, I mean, that's your full-time job, basically. Is
Yeah.
that, but just Bushwhackers as a whole. But that is part of Bushwhackers. But like you're doing that full-time now
Yeah.
as work.
Yeah.
I mean, you have been since like May, I think it is.
end of May, yeah.
So like you've been doing that for, what is that, about 4 or 5 months now?
Something, yeah.
Like, what have you, in the process of doing this now as your full-time job and not doing this content kind of stuff for, a company like your previous job, like, what have you learned in that time?
I've learned that I'm a horrible business person.
Hey, you can't be good at everything, bro.
No, that's been the biggest learning curve for me is learning how to sell myself and to actually, run a business where we're trying to bring in, income like that. We're trying to create a product for somebody, and it's been such an interesting learning curve. I mean, we've talked about this a lot. I'm horrible at selling myself.
And it probably doesn't help that I make fun of you all the time,
Yeah, definitely not.
but I'm not going to stop.
Dang it. No, I don't think you should stop. But no, it's been interesting because it's forced me to have to work on, being a little bit more confident and just being better at selling myself and being better at communicating in a, I guess, businessy kind of way. I don't know how else to really
Yeah, well,
describe
like
it.
it
but
puts you out of your comfort zone.
Yeah,
a
it
little bit,
definitely does,
Like,
yeah.
and I tell you this all the time. Like, you're a phenomenal photographer.
Yeah.
And like just content creator in that aspect of things. And like, you don't have like maybe the same background as I or other people do. And so like something like the business side might be hard for you or new
Yeah,
right
yeah.
away. And like you don't know it.
yeah,
right-
that's the
right
thing is
away.
it's like I've always been the person who's like, I just give it to you for free.
Exactly.
so
and
it's-
like we've
it's-
talked about, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Like you're worth paying some. For.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like a lot of people we know are like that. you
Yeah.
know? But
So I
like
guess that's the biggest thing is learning my worth. I've had to really learn how worth the work that I do is. How much worth, I don't know. I can't speak English.
I mean, that hasn't changed in the 7 months. If you
It's-
remember listening before, Chandler would stumble all the time.
Yeah,
But
nope.
he hasn't gotten better at speaking in this time.
No.
But no, like it is definitely something like, like for me, if I were approaching this one, like I can understand some of the business stuff. But like I don't really know or care as much about trying to make stuff for other people.
Yeah.
Because like I want to just make it fun and enjoy it for like pure reasons and not like a business sense.
Yeah, yeah.
So like in that same way, I'd kind of struggle with it too, because like I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, it's not where I want to take my work.
Mm-hmm.
But like we all have our own things we got to work on like that, you know? And
Yeah.
like in this split of how we've kind of approached this, like you're doing Black Spire full time, like you are focusing much more on that side of things.
Mm-hmm.
And then I am focused much more on like, I'll say the pure Bushwhackers side of what we're trying to do and build and expand.
Yeah.
And I think this is a good segue into one of the things we have expanded to this summer while we've been gone from the podcast, and that is our volunteer projects that we've been doing.
It's one of my favorite things we've ever put together.
Oh, this is like such an incredible thing for us to be able to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm so blessed that we are in a position to organize stuff like this. But for those of you that don't know and haven't been following us all summer, here in Salt Lake, we are now working with the Forest Service, like the local departments of the Forest Service, to set up volunteer days. We can go and help them with trail maintenance and trash cleanup, whatever it is they need help with, at really any site they need.
Mm-hmm.
We were down in Payson for our first day, and then we were up in American Fork Canyon at Silver Lake for our second day. And both days we had a handful of people out there. I think I was talking with Wyatt about it. I think we've had like 50 hours of service that we've given to the Forest Service, and that's just 2 days.
Wow.
Like it doesn't seem like maybe a lot, but like that's they need it. If you have ever talked to them or been out with them, like you can tell that they need the help.
Yeah. Dude, when we went and did that first project, I was blown away at like the kind of stuff that they have to do.
Oh, like not just like the stuff that, but like the lack of manpower.
I was just gonna say, the amount of stuff they have to do, and then they don't have anybody doing it.
No, like I mean that group that we were working with, it was like what, 5 people maybe,
Something like that. Yeah,
it was a small handful.
Yeah.
Was
Well, why don't you
2
tell
or
about
3?
what we did for that project? And
Sure. Yeah. So that first project we did, we brought out some 4x4 posts to eventually become a retaining wall along the trail that needed, a new retaining wall to make the trail a little wider. And so whatever, there's like maybe 8 of us or something. And then some other workers from the Forest Service, we all went out and we brought, I don't even know how many it was because it was a whole truckload of these posts out to the site. It was like a half-mile down trail.
I think there were like 50 or 60 posts.
Yeah, I mean it was a real lot.
Yeah.
But we brought all these posts out to where they needed them, and then after we did that, we did a little bit like learning what it's like to actually maintain trails. Using some of their tools and fixing like the trail, like the path and everything.
Yeah.
Which was a lot of fun doing that the first time. Like that was really cool. And then by the end of it, we kind of got to go back and see the area that we brought the post to, and it was kind of neat because they had started some of that work, and they used the post we were bringing out, and they were like literally just building a new section that they could start putting dirt back in and, and like widen the trail. So like that was super cool. And like I said, like it's great work. Like they need the help with that stuff because they don't have the manpower. Like what I was going to say before when we go into the example is that crew that we were working with, they basically have, I don't know what the mileage is, but like from, I think they said point of the mountain, which is like up near like Lehigh, American Fork, Lehigh, whatever. Yeah. Like from there all the way down to Payson. And they're the only ones. Like it's like 7 of them.
Yeah.
Like think of how many trails are out in this stretch of land. I mean, that's miles and miles of land in the mountains that you have to be doing work on. And there's just a small handful of them.
Yeah.
And so when we can get a group together, like we've done twice now, like that basically doubles their manpower for a day. And they can work through projects a lot quicker than they could before.
Yeah.
And like that's something, like we talk about, like this is one of the best things that we can be doing as a brand, as a business. Like it's right up our alley. It's something we need to be doing. Like if we talk about, caring for the environment, wanting to take care of our local places, like there's nothing better that we could be doing than that.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think it's something that like it's like you said, it's really, really important for us to do. And luckily, I think, for you and I think for the people that have come out with us, it's something that we're all really passionate about. We love getting out and going on hikes and getting out in the mountains and everything. And it's always really frustrating when, trails aren't maintained or roads aren't done or anything that, and it's always makes that experience a little bit, difficult. So having the opportunity to go out and help improve those trails and having the opportunity to go out and kind of make things better ourselves I think it's just a neat experience. So,
No, it's a really great thing. And like I said, you got to see me with the Pulaski in my hands. Like,
bro, you crush it with the Pulaski.
I mean, I know that you got a really good photo from that first day we were out.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm a natural.
You look like a monster.
I
with that
look
thing.
like someone who would use a Pulaski.
Yeah.
I probably actually really do,
Uh-huh.
just with my whole
the hair.
look
Yeah,
right now. But
yeah.
but no,
Get
like
you a
seriously.
good flannel and
Oh, I think it just gave me looking like a lumberjack. I could probably
Uh-huh.
pull it off really well. But no, like the volunteer stuff's great. And we started it late into the summer, and so
Mm-hmm.
we only got 2 days in.
yeah. Well, that was another thing too that when we had gone to help out with the that first project, some of the project managers were telling us that they've had a hard time this year because we had such a
Long winter.
winter, and so they couldn't get started on a lot of the trails, so they couldn't get as much stuff done as they normally would in a regular summer season. So
Yeah, and I think it's stuff like that like the average person doesn't realize.
Yeah.
And think about.
Yeah.
And we didn't before this, but like we can see like it really is meaningful and good work to put ourselves in a position to do this. And going into next year, like I said, we only got 2 days in this year, but going into next year, we want to prioritize that and make that one of the bigger things that we're going to be doing, all year. Obviously once winter is past, but we have talked about hopefully trying to be able to do 2, if not even like 3 of those days a month, which would be incredible. I mean, think about all of the hours we could put in for the Forest Service if we can work from maybe April to October.
yeah,
Like that's a lot of time. And it's something that, we try to market out as best we can, but like when we like announce days that we're going out, if you're listening at home, if you live in the Salt Lake area, please come out with us. Like it's an open invite.
yeah,
Like, this is not like some private thing. Like, please come. Maybe let us know you're coming so we know what to expect. But like, we'd love to have you out there. Like, if you want to get involved and volunteer, please come out. And, maybe at some point we get some fun T-shirts or something like the Bushwhacker Trail Crew shirts.
yeah. No.
Who knows? But like, we want to make it priority next year to do more of that stuff. And if you want to be involved, please come out and join us. We'd love to see you out there.
Yeah.
And I think before we move on from this, I do want to make sure we shout out Wyatt Peterson because, like,
Yeah.
I kept meaning to do this like on my story, but like, dude, Wyatt, you are the freaking man.
Yeah.
Like, Wyatt has been like the biggest like push and driver to get us moving on this stuff because he used to work in the Forest Service, so he has all the connections. He's got us, connected with the crews that we need to in order to put these things together. But like going forward, he's going to be an even bigger part of that. And without him, it would definitely not be nearly as easy.
No, yeah.
To put stuff like this together.
Yeah, no, so much of what we were able to do, and with just the 2 projects this year hinged on Wyatt.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't know where to begin in reaching out to someone
Yeah, me
about how
neither.
to set this up. But Wyatt's like, I literally know all the people. Wyatt's name is still on some of the freaking papers that like I signed at the beginning of these days. Like, did you
Really?
know? Yeah.
No, I didn't know
like,
that.
the second day you weren't there.
Oh, yeah,
The
yeah.
second day, his name was on one of the papers. Like, as like someone, I don't know, the leader of the program or something, like whatever it
Really?
was. Yeah. Like his name was right there. And it's like, and he has been in the service for years.
Yeah.
But like he knows all these people. He knows the job, and like he can both teach, organize all that stuff, and like,
Yeah.
like seriously, Wyatt, without you, like it would not be the same.
No.
Like really appreciate you, brother.
Yeah. Yeah. Huge appreciation.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's probably the big, and I think the one I'm most passionate about. Thing that's been different and changed over summer since we haven't recorded an episode. I can't think if there's anything else.
yeah. We've made a pretty good push on YouTube the last couple months.
We have.
So, I'm trying to pump out 2 videos a week.
I think our subscribers have doubled over summer,
Tripled.
tripled from like 5 to 15.
Yeah.
No, it's been like from 100 to 300 or something like that.
We're approaching 400.
Yeah, but we're
So-
trying to get there. And that's
Yeah.
why we say please subscribe to our channel because that helps us out.
Honestly, yeah, it really we would really appreciate it.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, the more you guys can help us out in that way, the more content and stuff we can get out to you guys. Because
Yeah.
like you're doing stuff now, like a lot of good educational stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You got your editing days. Like a lot of these things are really cool, unique photo stuff that if people want to get into photography, like give those a watch, because like you're a stud photographer, and if people in this area, not only can they watch and learn from you, but like they also have a really cool opportunity of maybe getting out to hang out with you and go shoot with you.
Yeah. I'd love that. Yeah. I love, one of my favorite things about photography is the opportunity to get out and shoot with other people. Like there's something so cool about getting a group out and going and taking photos at a spot, and it's kind of funny because we've done this a lot where we'll go out and we'll get a big group and we'll go take photos at one spot and where everybody's shooting generally the same composition, and it's like kind of silly, but it's so much fun. I don't know what it is. I just think it's a blast. So
yeah, no, so like there's a lot of ways you can connect with us.
Yeah.
YouTube's a great way. We hope more and more people are going to find us there. We found a few people like through YouTube now, which has been kind of cool. Like it hasn't been through Instagram.
Yeah.
So like it's kind of neat to have that as a little bit of a change.
Yeah, I don't know if you've been reading the comments lately, but we've been getting some pretty good feedback on there, and a couple random guys kind of coming out of the woodworks and stuff, and it's they'll comment and be like, "Oh, I love this. I love photography videos like this, and I love how you work this composition on this photo or whatever, blah, 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 whatever." And it's just cool because it's like, I don't know where these guys are coming from. I don't know how they found it or what, but it's neat to be able to interact with people. Some guy commented the other day and was asking me about my DSLR setup. And I was like, it's a Canon 6D, and it's this old lens, whatever. He's like, dude, that's sick. I have a Canon 6D. I love that thing.
Dude, that's
so,
awesome.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Dude, if you're the guy with the 6D out there, sorry, I don't know your name, but leave a comment.
Yeah.
If you live close by, let's hang out.
Yeah, seriously.
Like, and that's a serious offer.
Yeah.
Like, I want to make sure people know that. Like, if you've watched these other things Chandler's put out recently, our vlogs, whatever, like when we say let's hang out, like we mean it.
Oh,
like,
we definitely
hit us up.
Yeah.
Like we respond. Like we want to get out and see you guys and meet as many people as we can.
Yeah.
So like, please reach out.
Yeah, 100%. Please do.
But I don't know. Is there anything else we need to update the people on? I can't think of anything.
I can't think of anything. Yeah.
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
So we mentioned at the beginning of this show to make sure you wait till the end. We want to, as we're starting up this new phase of the podcast, we've been doing this for about a year now, which is crazy to think about. I mean, how many hours have we put into this podcast alone?
Oh my gosh.
Much less other YouTube videos, right?
Yeah.
But like this has been going on for a year, and we're starting this new phase 2 in Studio B with our producer. But we wanted to kind of think of a fun way we could, get things back into gear and kind of just start something fun that maybe one day we can, engage with the people at home with.
Yeah.
And that is, we have this brand new desk, right? You can see there's nothing on it, except for our mics, which, by the way, these are sweet.
Dude, I am so glad we decided to go with these.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, the last set was great. We had a little stands, but like,
yeah, this is cool. I mean, then I could just you can you can't beat this.
I go way up here,
Bro, we can stand up. We can do this standing.
If we might have to do a standing episode.
Yeah.
My feet might get tired, but we have this brand new desk, and at least at the beginning, depending how much this grows, we have this shelf in the back. And we want to fill the shelf with little trinkets and stuff. On the old setup, we had a bunch of stuff in the front of the desk, and we had some things in the back. We had a little Oreo stack shelf, which if none of you noticed, go back and check that out. I don't know how well you can see it in some of the angles, but like we had a whole shelf that was propped up by empty boxes of Oreos.
There were tons
and
of boxes.
I can tell you they were all eaten.
All of them were eaten, yeah.
But so fun fact there, Easter egg. Never noticed that. But we have this new empty shelf in the back that we'd like to utilize. And we want to take every episode of Off Trail and add something new to the desk. Now, at some point, it might get a little crowded. We'll figure out that when the time comes. But we want to add something new to the desk every day. And so for the first couple episodes, we're getting a couple here going. We'll add things ourselves. But for future episodes, if you're watching or listening at home and you want us to add something to the desk, send it to us. We would love to feature your little trinket or whatever you have that you want us to put up here, as long as it fits. Like, don't give something too big. But like, we would love to see, you guys send us something, little token or a gift of some sort. You can have fun with it. Doesn't have to be related to anything we do.
Maybe we can get Bryce to send you some Jessica Curl. stuff.
Only if I get a
Maybe we
discount code too.
We can put it on the.
Brycey Travels for 10% off.
That's the one.
Which, by the way, that code also works on our website, in our shop.
Yeah, it does.
But the only thing that's not going to work on our shop is this hat that we... Great throw, BDOTES.
Yeah.
This hat right here. This is currently on our shop. We are going to take this hat off. We're going to retire it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's mostly because this hat sucks.
Yeah, pretty much.
This was a logo we tried to make early on, and just, if you can see it here, it's not great.
Yeah.
But we're going to retire the hat and make it our first thing for the desk. You know, we've come a long way since these days.
Oh, boy, have we ever.
I mean, this was like February of 22. Like,
Yeah.
this
January, February, yeah.
this was early.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, we're like, oh, this is a great hat.
Yeah.
And I think like maybe one person has bought this ever.
Yeah.
The hat sucks.
Yeah.
So we're going to retire it. We're going to put it up on the shelf
Yeah.
where it's going to live for the rest of its life until I decide we're going to take it off the shelf.
You know, it looks good there.
It does. It's a good little centerpiece.
Yeah.
But the white stands out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what we're adding today is one of our very first hats. Again, you will not find that on the shop. But there are plenty of other good things on the shop if you're interested in getting some merch. And like BDOTES mentioned earlier, BDOTES, what's the discount code you can use?
Bryce C Travels for 10% off.
Just like he has
There you
basically
go.
everywhere else.
Yep.
His code also works with us.
How does he get so many?
I don't know.
What,
It's just who he is.
Yeah.
It's just who he is. But yeah, so I think that's where we're going to end today's episode. First episode back.
Dude,
I mean, it feels so good.
it feels great to be back.
I mean, the whole day I was like, we're recording again.
Dude, I was pumped. I've been giddy about this all day.
I was listening to heavy metal music at work. I was like, this is what I need to get psyched up for recording. Like, I am in the zone now. But yeah, that's it. So if you're listening again, be sure to subscribe, like our stuff, give us a review, tell us how awesome we are. Because we are.
Please tell us how awesome we are.
Not Chandler, but
Ah, dang it.
yeah, we're pretty awesome. BDOTES, any closing words?
Bryce C Travels for 10% off.
One more plug.
Love it.
I like it. All right, that's all we got for today. Everyone, we will see you again next week.